Hello students, welcome back. So this is the second part of the chapter carbon and its compounds. So in this topic we will study the amorphous forms of carbon. Amorphous forms of carbon. As I told, solid is present in two forms. That is, first form is crystalline form and second is amorphous form. Okay, so in case of carbon, as we are studying about the carbon, so in case of carbon is present in the solid state, correct? In case of carbon, crystalline form is present in the form of diamond, then graphite, then fullerene, correct? Now that these three topic we have covered in the first part of this chapter. Now in the amorphous form we will cover the different amorphous forms of the carbon, such as charcoal. Okay, now as I told, there are various types of charcoal. Now we are going to see the different types of charcoal. So the first type of charcoal is the first form of the amorphous carbon is a charcoal. Okay, and in that we will study the different types of charcoal. So first of all, before studying the types of charcoal, we have to study one term here, and that term is destructive distillation. Distillation, all of you know, we have studied it in the third chapter. What is mean by destructive distillation? Destructive, the meaning of the word, you know, destructive means to destruct anything. Okay, now how this charcoal is formed? Suppose if we have taken wood, suppose we have taken a hard glass test tube. This is hard glass test tube, and in this test tube we have taken pieces of charcoal, pieces of wood. Okay, then this test tube we covered with a rubber cork, and through this rubber cork one tube is we have placed, one tube is there, and in the second hard glass test tube we again covered it with the rubber cork. So this is the second hard glass test tube, and one tube is there again. So I'll tell why this is. So this test tube consists of water in it. So this tube which comes from this test tube is dipped in the water. Okay, and this tube is empty and it is slightly above the level of the water. Okay, now what we do here, we heat this test tube. So what we have taken? We have taken wood, and all the air, whatever air is present in inside this test tube, we have removed that air. Then we fix this rubber cork, one tube to, and this tube is attached to second test tube consisting of water, and with this test tube we kept for removing the gases. Now when we heat this test tube, now what is happening here? We are heating, but there is no oxygen here, there is no air here. Okay, so what happens when we heat it? The wood, which consists of carbon inside it, all of you know, wood, what I told, in the plant and animal, the main constituent of the bodies of plant and animal is carbon. So the wood consists of carbon inside it, various other substances are also there. So when we heat it, the gases are produced from this wood. Okay, which gases are produced? Carbon monoxide is produced, carbon dioxide is produced, then methane gas is produced, and hydrogen gas is produced. So when this test tube is heated, we heat this wood. This wood consists of carbon inside it. When it is heated, it releases these four gases: carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, methane, and hydrogen gas. So all these four gases escapes through this tube and goes in this water. Okay, water absorbs these gases. Some of the gases like carbon dioxide it absorbs, remaining gases goes out of this test tube. Okay, now when these gases escape through this test tube, what is remain here? Here only remain is carbon, and that carbon is black in color, and we call it as a charcoal. Whatever black color carbon is left in this test tube after escaping these gases, the remaining substance is called as a charcoal, and that is in black in color. So this process, complete process, is known as a destructive distillation, because we have destruct this wood. Okay, so this process is known as a destructive distillation. Okay, and by this destructive distillation we will make now the different kinds of charcoal. So the first charcoal is wood charcoal. First type of charcoal is wood charcoal, and I just told how to make a wood charcoal. Just take a few pieces or powder of this wood, make a powder of this wood, and follow the same process. So this is a destructive distillation, and from this whatever remaining black color substance is there, that will be called as a wood charcoal, because we have taken wood here. Okay, so this is a wood charcoal. Now what are the properties of this wood charcoal? Properties of wood charcoal. So the first, wood charcoal is grayish black in color. Okay, first is gray black in color, and it is porous. Porous means what? It has a small holes in it. Okay, small holes are there, that is called porous. All of you have seen the charcoal, correct? Wood charcoal, all of you have seen. Okay, then second property, it floats on water. It floats on water because it is very light in weight. It is porous, therefore its density is very less, and therefore it floats on the water. Then third property is it is a bad conductor of heat and electricity. Okay, bad conductor of heat and electricity. Fourth property, it adsorb. Now this word is different. Adsorb word is there, it is not absorb. Now there is a difference between these two words, adsorb and absorb. Now absorb, all of you know, any substance, when suppose if you take a sponge, for example, suppose this is a water. Okay, this is a water, and if we put a sponge, a piece of sponge inside this water, the sponge will absorb all the water. Okay, whatever capacity of the sponge is there, that water will get absorbed in the sponge. And if we take out this sponge from the water, okay, we will observe that the weight of this sponge increases, and this water will distribute on the complete surface, not only surface but inside this sponge also, correct? Inside this sponge also this water gets absorbed. Okay, so this is absorption. What is adsorption? Adsorption means what? Suppose if you take a sponge and water, if this water is adsorbed only on the surface, only on the surface of the sponge, then it is known as a adsorption. Okay, so absorption is a this adsorption is a surface phenomenon. Okay, absorption, if absorption takes place only on the surface of any substance, then it is known as adsorption, and if that substance is absorbed in the complete body, then it is known as absorption. So wood charcoal is very good adsorbent. It is very good adsorbent. So we will see some of the activities, some of the properties will be displayed by using these activities. Okay, so the first activity, before the activity we will study the uses of wood charcoal. What are the uses? So wood charcoal is better fuel than wood because it burns better and causes less air pollution. Okay, so wood charcoal is better fuel than the wood itself, because we already studied the destructive distillation process. In destructive distillation process, whatever gases are there, from the wood are already escaped. So in the charcoal no gas is left to evolve, so therefore it does not produces much pollution. Then second, it is used to make a gunpowder that is used in guns and as a blasting agent in mining. So second use of charcoal is to make a gunpowder which is used in the guns and for the blasting agent in the mining. Then third, it is used as a decolorizing agent. So we will also see one activity for this decolorizing agent. So wood charcoal is used as a decolorizing agent. Then fourth, it is used in deodorants as it absorbs the foul smelling gases. So whatever deodorants we used mostly in the summer season, okay, in that deodorants also it is used because it absorbs the foul smelling gases. Then next use, wood charcoal is used in gas mask for the removal of toxic compounds from the air. So gas masks are generally used by firefighters. You know, when the fire catches in particular area, then firefighter usually uses this gas mask, because when the fire occurs it produces very poisonous gases. So to save the firefighters from this poisonous gases, they wear the gas masks. Okay. Then last use, it is used in the water filter. So many of you must be having a water filter at your home. So during the repairing of that water filter, you must have seen the black color powder is there. So that black color powder is nothing but the wood charcoal is there. That is used for the filtration of water. It absorbs the suspended particles. It absorbs all the suspended particle, and whatever odor is there in the water, that odor is also absorbed by this wood charcoal. Okay. So now we will see the activities which shows the properties of this wood charcoal. So the first we will see that, as I told, wood charcoal is a good adsorbing agent. It is a good adsorbing agent. So what we will do, we will take one bath, and inside this we will keep mercury. Mercury, all of you know, mercury is a metal which is liquid at room temperature. Okay. Then we will take one test tube, and inside this test tube we will fill ammonia gas. Okay. Now we will take this test tube and we will keep this test tube inverted. We will keep this test tube inside this mercury bath inverted. Now in this test tube ammonia gas is also there. Now what we will do, we will take one piece of wood charcoal. Okay, we will take one piece of wood charcoal, and we will place this wood charcoal here exactly below the test tube. Okay. Then what will happen, as you know, we have discussed in the properties, this wood charcoal is very light in weight and it floats on the surface of the water. Also it will float on the surface of this mercury. So when we keep this wood charcoal here, it will come here because it floats on the water. Correct. So as soon as this wood charcoal come on the surface of this mercury, whatever ammonia gas is there will be adsorbed by this charcoal. Correct. Because charcoal is what? Adsorbing agent. Now what will happen when the ammonia gas is present? Previously, when there is no charcoal added, that mercury is present up to this level inside this test tube. Correct. Mercury is present up to this level. Now why mercury is present only up to this level? Because in the test tube, test tube is filled with the ammonia gas. Correct. So mercury cannot rise inside this test tube. But when we add the piece of wood charcoal, what wood charcoal will do, it will absorb most of the ammonia gases from this test tube. So after some time, so I'm drawing again the same test tube, so for understanding purpose only, the level of this mercury will increase inside this test tube. So the level of the mercury will go up to here. Okay, and this will be the charcoal, and very small amount of ammonia will be left depending on the size of the piece which we have taken of the wood charcoal. Okay, so mercury level will be increased because ammonia gas is absorbed inside this wood charcoal. Correct. So this demonstrate that, this indicate that wood charcoal is a good adsorbing agent because the wood charcoal here absorb the ammonia gas. So if it does not absorb, if it is not absorbing agent, what will happen? The mercury level will not increase inside this test tube. Correct? Ammonia gas will remain in the test tube. It will not go anywhere. Okay. So mercury level will not increase. Correct? But because wood has absorbed this ammonia gas, so amount of ammonia gas inside this test tube is decreased. Therefore, empty space is occur here inside the test tube, and therefore the level of the mercury increases inside this test tube. Okay, so this is the first activity which shows that wood charcoal is a good adsorbing agent. Then the second property is charcoal removes the color. So it is, wood charcoal is used as a decolorizing agent. Decolorizing agent means what? It removes the color from this solution, color of the solution. So what will you do? We will take one beaker, and inside this beaker, suppose we have taken ink. Okay, now what we will do, inside this ink, inside this beaker, we will add a wood charcoal. We will add wood charcoal. The powder of the wood charcoal we will add, and we will stir it. Okay, after stirring for few minutes, we will filter it. So you know how to filter. So take a funnel and keep a filter paper. Again take second beaker here, and pour this ink and wood charcoal mixture inside this funnel. So what will happen? Whatever color of the ink is there, that color of the ink is absorbed by this wood charcoal, and whatever filtrate you will get is colorless filter. Is a colorless filter. So you can do this activity at your home also. So only thing you need is a wood charcoal. You have to make a powder of this wood charcoal. Ink already you must have at your home. So take a ink, take at least 10 to 20 ml ink, and add some charcoal inside it, stir it, and then filter it. So you will observe, you will get a filtrate, colorless filtrate. You will obtain a colorless filter, and here on the filter paper you will get a charcoal. Okay, so you can do it at your home also. Then next is charcoal is reducing agent. Charcoal is reducing agent. So reducing agent means what? So you have this topic in the next year. Reducing agent we already discussed, oxidizing agent and reducing agent. So reducing agent, this reaction we already discussed, CuO, correct? So we have discussed in the hydrogen chapter, CuO plus H2 gives Cu plus H2O. So instead of this hydrogen, we can use this wood charcoal also. That means carbon. Wood charcoal is what? Carbon. So it will give Cu plus Co. Okay. So you know this copper oxide is black in color. So what will you do? We will take again a hard glass test tube. Inside this test tube we will take this copper oxide and this wood charcoal. Carbon means what? Wood charcoal. Okay. Then again we will take one delivery tube, fit it with the rubber cork, and this delivery tube is dipped inside the solution. Okay. Again fit it with the rubber cork. Now this is the solution of palladium chloride. So this is the solution of palladium chloride. Palladium is a metal. Its formula is like this: palladium chloride, PdCl2. So what is the purpose of this experiment? That we want to see whether this wood charcoal is reducing agent or not. So we have taken this copper oxide, which is black in color, and wood charcoal is mixed here. So then what will we do? We will heat it. So what is our observation? That this carbon monoxide, so this is a gas, carbon monoxide gas is produced here. So when we heat it, what should produce? Carbon monoxide should be produced, but we cannot see this carbon monoxide by our naked eyes, correct? So how will we know that carbon monoxide is produced? So we will see the bubbles here. As soon as we start heating, after some time, this carbon monoxide gas will produce. It will go through this delivery tube and goes in this solution. Okay, this is the liquid solution. So therefore the bubbles will produce. Okay. And when palladium chloride solution, okay, so this palladium chloride solution is turned into the pink color. So previously it was colorless solution, but when carbon monoxide gas is absorbed in this palladium chloride solution, it will turn into the pink color. So if it turns into the pink color, so we will know that this carbon monoxide gas is produced here. And as carbon monoxide is produced, so there must be formation of copper. Okay, so therefore this experiment proves that this wood charcoal is used as a reducing agent, because copper oxide, black color copper oxide, is converted into the copper and carbon monoxide. How do we know that carbon monoxide is produced? Because first the bubbles are produced, and then we have observed that this colorless palladium chloride solution changes into the pink in color, because it changes into the pink color only when this palladium chloride reacts with carbon monoxide. Okay, so this experiment demonstrates that this wood charcoal is acting as a reducing agent. It has reduced here. See here, reducing agent means what? Which absorbs the oxygen. So carbon has absorbed this oxygen from the copper oxide. Okay. Okay, so this is about the wood charcoal. The next type of charcoal is sugar charcoal. Sugar, all of you have seen. We daily use the sugar. So how will we make this sugar charcoal? How we have made the wood charcoal? We have made the wood charcoal by destructive distillation. Now this sugar charcoal is very simple to make a sugar charcoal. Just take a sugar. You know the formula of sugar is this: C12H22O11, and just add few drops of concentrated H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid. This is sulfuric acid. Okay, so it gives carbon plus water, and this carbon is black color spongy mass. Black spongy mass will be observed. So this is a sugar. Sugar, you know, white in color, correct? But when H2SO4 is added inside this sugar, a black spongy mass is produced, and this black spongy mass is nothing but a sugar charcoal. Okay, so this is how it is made. So only you have to remember this equation, how it is made. What are the uses? So sugar charcoal is used as a decolorizing agent, just like we have seen for the wood charcoal. Okay, so it is also used as a decolorizing agent. Then second, especially it is used to decolorize the cane sugar. So cane sugar, all of you know, cane sugar solution, that means the juice extracted from the cane sugar, you must have observed it is yellowish in color. But whatever sugar you obtain from this cane sugar juice is white in color. So what they do, when this yellowish color juice is produced from this cane sugar, it is passed through this charcoal, that is, it is passed through this sugar charcoal. And you know, charcoal is a decolorizing. Just now we have seen sugar charcoal is a decolorizing, so it removes all the yellow color, and when you filter it through this sugar charcoal, you will get a white colorless juice is formed here. Okay, Then second, it is used as a reducing agent to extract metals from the respective oxide. Just now we have seen copper oxide plus carbon gives copper plus carbon monoxide. So same, there we have used wood charcoal. So instead of wood charcoal you can use also sugar charcoal. Okay, so it is used as a reducing agent also. Then next, it is used to prepare artificial diamond. So diamond topic already in the first part we have studied. Okay, so there also I told diamonds are actually naturally occurring substance, but artificially they can also be made. So for the making of this artificial diamond, this sugar charcoal is also used. Okay. Okay, then next charcoal is bone charcoal. Bone charcoal. So what this word is indicating, bone charcoal is made from the bones. Which bones? The bones of the animals. The bones of the dead animals. Okay, how it is made? Again, it is made by the destructive distillation process. Okay, you know, the bone of animals consists of carbon inside it. The main constituent of the bone is phosphorus, mainly calcium phosphate. Calcium phosphate is the main constituent of bone. Okay, but along with the phosphorus, carbon is also present. About 12% carbon is present in the bone. Okay, then this bone charcoal is made by again the destructive distillation process, as we already discussed. This bone charcoal has a good decolorizing property. So again, as we have seen in sugar charcoal and wood charcoal also, this bone charcoal has a decolorizing property. That means it is used for decolorizing. Okay. Now, what are the uses? Uses of bone charcoal. So just now I told it is used as a decolorizing agent. Then second, the black color charcoal which is obtained from this bone is known as a ivory black. Okay, ivory black means what? Ivory black is nothing but a bone charcoal. The another name for this bone charcoal is ivory black. So this ivory black is used in a pigment for adding into the paints. Okay, because this ivory black has very deep black color, very dark black color is there, so therefore it is used in the paints. Okay, third, bone charcoal is used to remove the excess fluoride from the water which causes the dental problem. So you know, whatever toothpaste we used, it consists of a calcium fluoride in it, but excess of fluoride is also harmful for the teeth. Okay, so to remove the excess of fluoride, from the water, what is used? Bone charcoal is used. Okay, then last, it is used to refine the crude oil. That means the refining of the crude oil means what? Purification of the crude oil to produce the different petroleum products such as petrol, diesel, kerosene, LPG, etc., CNG. So this refining of the crude oil is done with the help of bone charcoal. Okay, so these are the uses. The next is lamp black. Next type of charcoal, lamp black, or it is also known as a soot. I think in the previous chapter I have already told the kajal which is used by people for their eyes. Okay, so that kajal, how to make that kajal, I already told the process. Take one lamp, all of you know lamp, which we call as a diya. Okay, and put some ghee inside this lamp. Okay, put a cotton thread and just light it. So when it light, it produces a flame, and just above this flame, take one plate. The plate generally taken is made from the silver. Okay, silver plate is taken. Whatever black color flame is produced here, that black color flame, that black color soot is collected over this silver plate. Okay, and as it comes on this silver plate, it will the inner side of this silver plate is completely covered with the black color. Okay, then after some time, when all the ghee is finished from this lamp, whatever black color soot is collected over this silver plate, again by adding little amount of ghee, this black color powder is collected and it is used as a kajal. Okay, so this is called as a lamp black or soot. Okay, then what are the uses? Just now I told, for making of a kajal. Then it is also used in printer's ink. Then shoe polish is also made by this lamp black. Then carbon paper, all of you know carbon paper, you must have used that. Carbon papers are also made by using this lamp black. Then black color paint are also made by this lamp black. Then black ink is also made by using this lamp black. Then this lamp black is also added in the rubber. So whatever rubber tires, okay, tires of the vehicles are there, so inside that with this rubber, this lamp black is also added, okay, as a filler. Then again it is used for making gunpowder also, and last use is for making a kajal. Okay, so these are the uses of lamp black. Then next type of charcoal is gas carbon. Now how this gas carbon is made? You know the coal is a naturally occurring substance. Coal is normally found in the mine. Okay, so when this coal is obtained from the mines, and if the destructive distillation process is done with this coal, you know what is destructive distillation? That is heating of the coal in the absence of oxygen, in the absence of air. Okay, then after destructive distillation of coal, whatever substance remains, that substance is known as a gas carbon. Okay, normally this gas carbon, one container is taken, and suppose inside this container this destructive distillation is carried out, suppose. So after the destructive distillation, whatever black color soot, just like we have seen previously, whatever black color soot is deposited inside the wall of this container, that black color soot is nothing but a gas carbon. Okay, so it is also black in color. And one special property about this gas carbon, that it is good conductor of electricity. So what are the uses? So gas carbon is used in the manufacturing of batteries, all of you know, batteries, and carbon electrode also I told, which is used in the electrolysis. Then second, it is used as a rods in arc lamps. Whatever arc lamps are there, inside that arc lamp, as a rod, whatever rods are present, that rods are made from this gas carbon. Okay, the next type is coke. And this coal is different and coke is different. Okay, remember the difference. So coke is obtained as a residue during the destructive distillation of coal. So as I told, the destructive distillation of coal, when we do the destructive distillation of this coal, whatever black soot we obtain is known as a gas carbon. And after the distillation, this destructive distillation, whatever substance remains, okay, that remaining substance is nothing but a coke. So coke is nothing but coke is obtained from the coal. Okay, So what are the properties of this coke? Coke is black colored porous substance, okay, and it burns without producing any smoke. So this is very important property. This coke burns without producing any smoke. Then it is a bad conductor of electricity. So here in gas carbon we have seen it is good conductor, but this coke is a bad conductor of heat and electricity. And it is a good coke is a good reducing agent. Reducing agent we already studied. So it is also a good reducing agent. Okay, what are the uses of coke? So first property we have seen, it burns without producing any any smoke. Therefore it is used in the households. But nowadays in house nobody uses the coke. And industries, but in many industries nowadays also this coke is used for the burning purpose as a fuel. Okay, second, coke is a as we know coke is a good reducing agent, so therefore it is used to reduce some of the metals like like zinc and iron. Okay, so zinc is normally present in the form of zinc oxide in the nature. So if you want to prepare a zinc only, so then we will react this zinc oxide with this coke. So now again I am writing here carbon, because you know coke is also made from the carbon, so it will produce the zinc and carbon monoxide. Okay, so it is also used as a reducing agent. So for iron also similarly it is used. So zinc and iron are extracted from their minerals by using this coke as a reducing agent. Then it is used in the manufacturing of carbon monoxide. Here also carbon monoxide is produced, but if you want to prepare carbon monoxide in very large quantity, so then this coke is used. This coke is, that is carbon is reacted with oxygen. In limited supply of oxygen, then carbon monoxide is produced. Okay, and last use, coke is used in the manufacturing of fuel gases such as water gas. So remember what is mean by water gas. Water gas is nothing but a mixture of carbon monoxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, Bosch process we have studied in the hydrogen chapter. So there we have used a coke plus steam we have used. Okay, then producer gas is also obtained from this coke. Producer gas means what? It is a mixture of carbon monoxide and nitrogen gas. Instead of hydrogen, if you take a nitrogen, then it becomes a producer gas. Okay, so this is about a coke and gas carbon. Now the next is coal, like we just used for the manufacturing of gas carbon. Okay, so coal, where we found the coal we found in the mines. Where coal is produced inside the earth crust. As I told, thousands of years ago, whatever plants, whatever living system was there, that is buried inside the earth crust, and after thousands of years, with the natural pressure and high temperature, this coal is produced. Similarly crude oil is also produced in the same way. So this coal is produced, and there are normally 4 types of coal. So the first type of coal is anthracite. Second type is bituminous. So remember this name, this is important. Bituminous coal. Then third is lignite, and fourth is peat. So these are the 4 types of coals, and these types are because of their different amount of carbon present in them. Okay, so that how many percentage of carbon present in each, that is not given, but in anthracite, bituminous, lignite and peat, different amount of carbon is present. Okay, therefore they are categorized. What are the uses of this coal? So first use we already seen, it is used to manufacture for the production of gas carbon. Okay, then it is used as a fuel, just now we have seen. Then it is used for the production of coke. I told how coke is produced. When destructive distillation of coal is done, then whatever substance remain is nothing but a coke. Then it is also used for the generation of electricity. You know how whatever electricity comes at our home is produced by burning the coal. You know how electricity is produced. If you don't know how electricity is produced, you must search how electricity is produced, and you must know that. Then coal is manufactured in the numerous compounds such as dyes. Dyes means what? Dyes means coloring substances. Dyes means nothing but a color which are used for the coloring fabrics. Then waxes, various kinds of waxes are also produced, and oils are also produced from the coal. Then last use, it is also used to produce the liquid and gaseous fossil fuels. Liquid and gaseous fossil fuels such as CNG, LPG, these are also produced, these are gaseous fuels which are prepared from the coal. Okay, so here we have discussed various kinds of amorphous forms of the carbon. Okay, so let us revise what we have studied. So first we have studied we have categorized the solid substance into crystalline and amorphous. Crystalline substances we have studied in first part: diamond, graphite and fullerene. Now in amorphous form we have studied first charcoal. Destructive if we done the destructive distillation of charcoal, we get various kinds of charcoal. First we get wood charcoal, then after wood charcoal, then we have manufactured sugar charcoal. Sugar charcoal is also prepared by destructive distillation. Then bone charcoal we have seen. Then lamp black or soot, that also we have studied. Then we have studied gas carbon. Before that we have studied gas carbon. We have seen gas carbon is produced by the destructive distillation of coal, and by destructive distillation of coal we also obtain a coke. Okay, so these are the different amorphous forms of a carbon. And then finally we have seen the coal. Okay, types of coal and what are the uses of coal. Okay, so this is a second part of this chapter. I think I have to make one more video for the remaining part of this chapter. So this is the second part of this chapter, carbon and its compound. Okay, I hope all of you understood. Okay, goodbye.